Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Gamerpreneur podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Bradford Carlton. Today, I have a very special guest. We have BedsideGamma. Hey, Bedside, how's it going?
Ooh, I'm well. How about yourself?
Fantastic. It's a beautiful sunny day in Las Vegas. How about yourself?
It's a little gloomy over here. Yeah, I live in Wisconsin, so it's not as pleasant, I suppose, as a Las Vegas. But I mean, if you enjoy the snow and looking at trees that are bare, then you're in a good place over here.
I was going to say it's a little chilly here. Actually, it's been down in the upper 60s, so it's horrible.
Upper 60s, my God, that's shirt weather over here.
I went to Chipotle yesterday.
Shirt weather.
And all the trees were blooming, just big old white flowers everywhere. I'm like, mid-February in Las Vegas, you can't beat this. So, what do you want me to call you? BedsideGamma? You want me to call you by your real name?
We can do Gamma. That's fine.
Gamma works.
That seems to be what the community calls me, so that's fine. We can go with that.
Okay, so Gamma, tell me just a little bit about yourself to start us off.
Well, I am 31 years old. I've been a retail employee for the past 13 years. I've been in sales. I've been a manager. I've been a supervisor. I have a beautiful fiance. Her name is Marty. She also streams on the channel occasionally. She used to stream more, but ever since my son was born, it's been kind of rough, and she's also in school at the same time. So, and that leads me into my son. Yeah, my son is 9 months old. He is amazing. I love this kid so much. He's a handful, They really treat you like a jungle gym, and you don't know that until you have one, and they're just climbing all over you. And I'll be on stream and he's just climbing all over me. And I just kind of incorporate that in the stream, like, hey, it's Blake. I got a command for the channel and everything when Blake shows up and stuff like that.
That's wonderful. Mine's almost 3 years old and still the jungle gym. It's
still the jungle.
I mean, you're calling my lap. Like, no, I'm trying to work. Get your hair out of my way.
Same. Yep. Yeah. It can be a challenge sometimes, but I think that's what's so beautiful about it. When you have a child, it's like, man, I created this, and you want to take the most specialist care of them as you can. And that's how I feel about streaming as well. That's my baby, that's my second baby, So.
Absolutely. Okay. So Gamma, I start every podcast with a single question and ask you, just like I ask everybody else. Mm-hmm. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being high, how weird are you?
I'm pretty weird, man. I'm pretty weird. I think at times I can break the scale, but I'm definitely up there. I would say at least an 8 or a 9.
Why you say that?
So I literally create my own language, and I speak this language to people, like real people, all the time. Sometimes at work, and I don't even realize it because it's like subconscious at this point. And I call it the dragon language because I'm freaking fascinated with dragons. So I'll say things like "Chichiablea," and then like that means like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like people will be like, "What is that? What are you doing?" My fiance is like, she knows now, so she knows when I'm doing it, and she'll start doing it too, like "Kaleo lo mata," and that means like, stop it, like if Blake is like attacking me or he's clawing at me or whatever, I'll say it to him. So he's gonna grow up knowing this freaking language, and who knows, maybe he'll say it. I don't know, but
all right,
I would say that's one of the biggest things, is that I created my own language, and I actually do like add to the dictionary, so to speak, every now and then.
Hey, that's pretty cool. Maybe you can get that picked up somewhere. I mean, Klingon's a real language people use nowadays. So I mean,
right?
Never say never.
I never have a never in my vocabulary. That's one word I don't use. I don't like that word. I think it encapsulates you too much. There's too much out there to create and evolve as humanity that we just shouldn't use that word.
Right on. Absolutely. 100% with you. Mm-hmm. All right, Gamma. So tell me about your stream.
Oh, man. So my stream has evolved, just like I just said. It has evolved from when I first started streaming. So when I first started, I played a lot of retro stuff. Like we're talking Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation. I even started with some RPGs when I first started because that was what I was most comfortable with, you know? I was like, let me start with something that I'm very comfortable with. So I started with RPGs, and then I moved on to retro, and now I'm doing more modern stuff like Paladins and so it's just the stream in general, man. It's a very chill atmosphere. I don't have this like rule where you have to be good at a game to play or anything like that. And you know, I do happen to be good at games, but I don't hold that as a requisite for people to have fun and enjoy themselves there. I take it very, very light. You know, there are serious tones to anything, but I try to keep it as light as possible so that everybody can have a good time. Um, Minimum amount of trolling. I don't personally like that. I think it deviates from the whole orchestration of the ordeal, and I think it can really put a damper on interaction in the chat as well. So that's basically it. Just minimum amount of trolling. I play a variety of games. I'm very interactive with my chat. I hear that all the time, even from them. I don't even have to tell you that. My whole community can tell you that. They'll be like, yeah, he's super interactive. He's always there. He's always talking to, even when he's speed running, he's looking over and he's talking to us. So yeah, I would say that's the gist of it. Like I said, it's just, you know, sometimes I'll put music on for them and they'll have song requests going on. I'll play with viewers as well. So
all right on. So how did you first get started streaming? Like where did that come from?
So a couple years ago, actually, I was on, I think it was Justin TV or whatever it was at the time, Ustream, all them things, you know, because I'm very technological. Like I have been Google searching for years. Like I want to know everything. Like I'm always looking up something. I'm always trying to find out about something. You know, that's why I get the breadth of my knowledge is from the internet. Like, honestly, people don't realize how much knowledge we gain from the internet.
That's right.
And so I want to say 2 years ago, that kind of leads me into my next foray. But so a couple years ago, I was Googling around and I was like, streaming, that sounds kind of cool. And I watch these people and they're playing and having fun. And the biggest reason why I started streaming is because when I was a kid, I watched my older brother play, right? Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people that had siblings did that, you know? But for me, it was very special. Like, I would watch him, and it was relaxing, and it was chill, and it was exciting, and I would just get enamored in it, and I would be asking him questions, and it's almost like a complete reflection of what I'm dealing with now when I'm playing, and people are asking me questions and talking to me, and it's just so alluring and magical, like, because I feel like I'm the person, I'm the big brother now to these guys, and they're watching me and getting relaxed by this, and it takes away their struggles of their day, and it makes them feel happier about life and exhilarated, and it gives them energy, and people come in and they're like, well, my day sucked, but now it's great, you know? And I had that same kind of feeling, you know? Well, I couldn't sleep, but then he started playing Final Fantasy, and here I am, you know? So yeah, that's what I would say.
All right. So how's your stream been? Like, how big are you?
I would say it's growing rapidly, man. I would say I'm growing pretty rapidly. Still under 1,000 followers, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Like, I'm getting a lot more followers every time I stream. I'm big on analyzing. So when I started, I played retro mostly, as I told you. Mm-hmm. And retro, it has a specific core community, you know? So, like, if you're not like top tier in that community, you're not going to be getting those followers and their views because they're going to go to those guys, you know, which is fine because they have built that following. They deserve that, you know, but it's hard to really break through there. So I started branching out a little bit more, and that was always my plan anyways. I was always going to play other games, but ever since I started playing Paladins and I started playing more popular games, that's when I started blowing up. That's when I started getting more followers and, you know, getting those subscriptions up and stuff like that. So
okay, so you're an affiliate? Are you partner? What
yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. I'm an affiliate.
Beautiful.
Yeah, okay. I've been an affiliate since I want to say, let's see, I started in September. I think I was an affiliate in October. Yeah.
Wonderful. So you say you check your numbers, your analytics. So you made the decision on what to play based on your followers or your viewer count. Like,
I put it into consideration, because I don't ever want to be that channel that just plays something because it's popular, And at first, I was absolutely against that, And not just because, oh, it's popular, I don't want to play that. It was because it's very, I can't think of the word right now, but it's when something is, like, congested. There's so much of it. I think it starts with an S. I'm sorry. I'm having a brain fart right now, but basically, if something is so congested, it's very hard for this one little tiny guy to appear big, Yeah, if there's 51K viewers for, let's say, for example, Fortnite, it's going to be hard for that person who doesn't even get one consistently in there, at the beginning, to be able to branch out and pull an audience. So that was my idea behind that, was let's start niche, let's do something different, and let's pull those core people in, and then let's try something more modern and more popular, so that now we can get that casual audience in, and then we can pull them in, and they'll watch my retro stuff. And they watch my retro stuff now. Now I got people coming in from Paladins watching me play Batman speed runs and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's a big part of it, is analyzing and figuring out what your audience is, what they want, and then getting them to open their eyes a little bit, and not be so myopic in what they watch. And a lot of people, they just have this idea that, oh man, I just really want to watch this. But if you give them that option to watch that, maybe they'll watch that, So
okay, all right. So how do you get your viewers? Like, are you just playing and hoping they show up, or
oh no, man, I'm very, very active. So I've used Facebook ads, I've used Instagram ads, I've used Twitter, I've used Discord. I have a really, really flourishing Discord right now. Like, it's growing pretty quickly. It's pretty crazy.
Can you speak to those a little more? Like,
absolutely.
Why exactly do you use these different types of ads? Like, how have they helped you? Can you
Sure.
kind of discuss nuts and bolts?
So
a lot of the guys I talk to don't do that stuff, but if they did, they'd probably be much bigger than they are.
Yeah, I think people really miss the mark with that, and it could be because they're nervous to do something like that. It could be they just don't have the know-how to do something like that, and it could be that they're just shy, or they don't want to put themselves out there like that, or maybe they think monetizing looks bad on you. And it's quite the contrary. Like, when you realize that you can use a platform to have a monetary gain, go after it. Why not? It's there. You might as well go after it. So with Facebook and Instagram, I would boost posts that I knew were going to be popular, and I would use an audience of what I seen from the channel analytics of going to, like, famous streamers. Like, I would notice, like, okay, there's this core group of people, and around this time frame they have this country in there, and okay, so let's grab all these together, and let's put them all in my range, so that I have a nice broad range when I boost the post. And man, I was getting 20,000 clicks and all sorts it was crazy. It was crazy. It far exceeded what I thought was going to happen. So
were you dumping like $100 into it? Like, get 20,000 bucks? Like, what? Like,
yeah, I mean, like, I think it was like $30-$40. That's all I paid. Yeah. I only did like 2 to 3 day ads. So they weren't like weekly ads. I wouldn't do it for a whole week, because I always wanted to switch it up. So I would do it for a couple days, and then I would think about, okay, what could I have done differently this time? I'll look at my Twitch and stuff, because there'd be times where I would make buttons so that if they clicked on it, would automatically take them to my Twitch.
mm-hmm.
So I would use the views of my Twitch to gauge how the post was doing. So then I would go and I would look at the post, and I'd be like, okay, it has this much, and I gained this much views from it. Did I make ROI on this, or return investment? So I'd be like, okay, yeah, I think that was pretty good. Let's try it again. Let's do this. Let's pick a different country. Let's pick let's try just United States. Let's try that. And then that did pretty well as well. So I think part of it is just being analytical and going after it,
Okay, what's your background that you'd even be thinking like this?
I told you, man, retail. I have been doing retail like 13 years. So I started as an overnight associate, which, is just a little lowly peon stocking the shelves. A couple years later, I became a supervisor, a Cab 2 supervisor, which is kind of the guy who unloads the truck and manages the freight flow into the building. And they're responsible for, 20, 30 people at once. And they lead them, and that's big too. I'm big at that. I'm a great leader. I'm a great natural leader. I've heard that my whole life. And then after that, I did that for 9 months and I became an assistant. And so when I first became an assistant, it wasn't very analytical as far as on a broad spectrum of things. I still managed sales and accidents and all that stuff. And I was always looking at analyticals and always checking graphs and stuff like that. But after I became the online grocery manager is when it really blew up. And I really had to pay attention to customer count, customer basket, how much are they spending? Okay, so they bought all of these items, and then the next time they only bought these couple items. What happened? Did we not have the items in stock? Did we make too many substitutions so they didn't want to come back the next time? Were we late getting to their car? And all of these can be translated into other platforms like Twitch. It can be translated like, okay, I was playing that game and I took a break. What happened when I was taking a break? How many viewers left? When I came back, did I still have everybody who was there? When I changed the game, how many people stayed? Did they all stay? Oh, I'm getting a little tired. It's later in the night. Was I still able to keep my audience? Stuff like that. It really it clicks in my head almost like subconsciously. I'm already thinking of all of this while I'm streaming at the same time.
That's fantastic. I hear I've had quite a few interviews with guys who, do kind of the same thing, and they don't have that mindset. So,
yeah,
oh, man.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this. Do you think you have any unique skills that have helped you be successful, or is it really just kind of repetition and practice?
Yeah, I mean, I just got through with a couple of them. I'm very analytical. I'm very good at leadership. I do think repetition and practice is part of it, as anything, it's just like a sport. You got to do it, see what other people are doing and kind of, follow the mantra and create your own as you go. You don't want to be the same, but you want to incorporate other people, because I never think there's anything wrong with saying, oh, he does that right, let me grab that. Oh, he does that right, let me grab that. And then piecing all that together to create what you want to do. So I think that's part of what makes me unique too, is I'm not afraid to pull ideas from different people. I believe in a diverse culture and a diverse mind. So I'm never going to just say, I know everything, I'm always right, everything that I do is perfect. No, far from the truth. You're going to fail at a lot of things, but you can succeed even more if you use other people's intelligence and you build upon their own spectrum of what they're trying to do. So I think that's really big. I'm very interactive in chat. That's a big thing that I think is unique. Extremely charismatic, which I don't see a lot on Twitch, believe it or not. I really only see that from the big people like Dr. Disrespect and Ninja and Myth, and these are just certain people that I've watched, and I don't necessarily watch them consistently, but I watch them to get an idea of what they're doing. Like I told you, I analyze them. Oh, okay, he's doing that. All right. Oh, that seems to be doing pretty well. I can try something like that. I think my overlays as far as the community that I'm a part of is pretty unique. And my channel layouts, all the bot commands that I use, stuff like that. So I think overall it's a pretty unique experience. You're going to come in and you're going to realize this is something different. And that's what I want. I want you to come in and be like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is different. This doesn't feel like every other tens of thousands streamers out there.
Right on. So do you are you a note taker, or is this just kind of stuff you absorb and then?
Dude, I'm just an absorber, bro. A lot of the time I don't even write things down. It's just my mind is filled with this stuff, which is so hard to believe for me because I'm a very forgetful person and I have trouble focusing at times because I do have ADHD. But I do think that ADHD and things like that really actually accentuates streaming because, while you're playing the game, you're focusing on chat and you can pay attention to the game and focus on chat. So it's like, okay, that's what's going on there. This is what's going on here. Let me react to this. Oh, I'm playing the game, but I just got a headshot, but someone talked. Let me flip and go over here and see what's going, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think ADHD actually helps me in that regard. So now I can finally say, Mom, you were right. It's a gift.
That's right. Okay, let me ask you this. What kinds of resources are you using? Are you using their softwares?
Sure.
Let's focus more on how you're getting followers. Like, what tools are you using?
Okay, so obviously I'm using Twitch. Like I said, I use the following category. I use the viewer category. I see what's going on as far as what games are popular and what games are being played. I'll base that around I see Pokemon Yellow has 100,000 viewer or 100,000 followers. There's a good chance I can pull some people in from that. So let's play that. And I did. I would pull people from that, and guess what? They're still here. They're watching Paladins now. So I think that's big. Twitter can be good. Make a couple posts a day so that you can generate, your visible brand in people's head. When they scroll down their feed, they see you and they see what you're talking about, and I think that's big. I think Instagram is nice for more of a picture version of like Twitter, so they can kind of get an idea of what's going on. Like maybe you want to post a GIF of your stream in there just so people can see like your layout and your overlay and stuff like that. I think I gain a lot of followers that way. I gain a lot of followers too just based off interaction in the stream. Just recently, I started gaining followers when I'm not even streaming, which is crazy. Like, I love it. Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted to have a brand outside of streaming. So now I'm gaining followers and I'm not even streaming, which means either somebody's got me out there on a forum or something, or like people are telling other people about me,
Right on.
So,
okay. So let me ask you this. So you've always been having some fantastic success as you've been coming along here. Mm-hmm. If you could go back into the past, and you can go to Little Gamma, it's not that long ago.
Sure.
Little Gamma, this is what you need to do to 10x everything you've done over these couple of years. What would you say?
Well, ultimately, I'm a very go hard or what's the point person. So when I do something, I intend to do it the best that I can. So I would say that when I first started, I was too analytical and not just my view was too wide. Like, I was paying attention to too much at once, and I really just needed to center it a little bit and focus on what I was looking at, and really try to increase my presence and really try to increase my my look of my channel. And even in the beginning, my overlays were bad. They were bad. And I think just having a nice overlay can make a person click on your channel. Like just having a nice overlay, having something cute to look at or something nice to look at will make them pop into the channel. So I think that's big. I think interaction really has always been the same. I'm a very charismatic individual, so that just comes natural to me. I do think little me would appreciate the fact that you don't need to be good at the game. You don't need to be good at the game. They're there for you. The game is second. The game is second. So while you're building this community and while you're trying to engage with all these people and you're networking and you're going to their streams and you're hosting them and rating them, just remember in the back of your head that you are building yourself as you go. So don't focus so much on the big things because you're not at the big things yet. Pay attention to all the little things that are going to create that huge mountain that you're going to be able to tower eventually if you have the persistence.
Beautiful advice. Wonderful. Yeah. All right. Now, for someone like me, I don't have a stream. Maybe someday I'll start one. What advice would you have for someone, a brand newbie who hasn't even tried it yet?
Oh, okay. So when I first started, I was told to use Streamlabs. Now, you can use Streamlabs. I don't have anything personal against Streamlabs, but I will tell you it's very glitchy. It crashes a lot. And OBS is way less resource intensive, and everything that you can do on Streamlabs you can do on OBS. In fact, you can take all the browser sources and everything that you have on Streamlabs and put them on OBS. So that would be something big I would tell people, is that don't lock yourself into Streamlabs just because everyone else is using it. You can use OBS. You can use XSplit if you want. It doesn't matter. Like, your streaming content is going to be based on what you create, not necessarily what you're using to create it. So don't worry so much about what you're using to create your content, and worry more on producing good content. You know, get an idea of what you want to stream on what day. Have a schedule so that people know when you're going to be streaming, and have a general idea. And, you know, you say you don't want to stream, but who knows? You know, in a month you might be watching some streamer and be like, man, that looks fun, I want to do that. And here you are with Streamlabs and a camera. So you know.
All right, wonderful. Let's talk about you for a second. Sure. I want your gamer cred now, if I can get that from you.
Oh man, so I got a lot of that.
When did you first start playing video games?
Man, I was like 2 years old. I think I was 2 or 3 years old. I was watching. I don't have like the greatest memory in the world, but I would say I was probably 2 or 3 years old, and I was watching my older brother, who's like 5 or 6, and he was playing The Legend of Zelda on NES. And I just remember watching it and being like, do, 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 do. And I was literally like humming along to the music, and my mom would be like, oh my God, that's so cute. It was actually way long ago. There was a VCR video of this. Like, I don't know if it's anywhere anymore, but, you know, and like, yeah, that's when it started. I watched Legend of Zelda, and I was in love from then on. Like, I wanted to play the video games. I was fighting my brother for the controller, and, you know, I'm 2 or 3 years old, so I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, give me that. Like you said, your daughter's, you know, 3, and she's still doing that. So, yeah.
Okay, so you started out basically where I did, 2, 3 years old. You know.
Yep.
Yes. All right. How about this? What games are you looking forward to coming out now?
Okay, so I have a couple of them that I'm really excited about. As I told you, I'm big on RPGs. So Final Fantasy VII Remake is definitely on my radar. I really hope Square does right by this game. I think they will. I mean, you got No More at the helm. You have everybody from Square on the base team. You have every piece in place to have a really fantastic, you know, rendition of this game. And I think the battle system will be exciting. I think that a more Kingdom-esque battle system with Final Fantasy VII theatrics and all the jumps and the crazy sword slashes and stuff, doing that in real time will be really fun. It'll be really exciting. I'm eager to see how they do the materia system. I want to see how they're going to do materia. So that's my big thing. And also character development. They have a lot more resources now. I want to see some big time character development in these games, especially if you're going to do parts like they plan to. If you're going to do parts, then I want to know every single damn detail about these characters in every part. Like, don't just tell me he's Reno or Rude. I want to know what they're doing. I want to know more about the president, not just that he was killed by Sephiroth, you know?
Yeah.
I want to know more about the characters. So I'm hoping they use this opportunity to really build on character development.
All right, now I have to ask: is that your answer because of, you know, some rose-colored glasses? You liked Final Fantasy the original, or 7?
Oh man, I'm just a Final Fantasy nut. Period, dude. I have been playing the game since the original. I played 2 way back on PSP, and then I went back and I played a translated version on a ROM for NES. I'm a Final Fantasy nut, man. Final Fantasy 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I love them all. Literally, like they're my babies. Like,
you stopped at 10.
Yeah, I mean, no. I'll keep going. I mean, I didn't play 11 too much.
I did.
12 is my all-time favorite game of all time. That's my favorite game of all time.
12?
I love 12. Yes.
Okay.
Oh yes. 12 is fantastic. I think they have never done a better battle system. They have never done a better leveling up system. The board was such a great deal. Like, it was like the sphere grid from 10, but it was way more detailed and way more orientated towards character creation, and almost felt like a job class. Like, you would switch between different, and that's what they did with the international version when they rebought it out, was they put the kind of job classes into the game. So that was their ultimate idea. It's just everybody would buy everything on the board and be invincible. So that's why they created the international system, so you couldn't do that, But yeah, like I said, just big on RPGs, platformers, Mario, Ninja Gaiden 2 was my very first game that I owned as a kid. I was like 7, 8
On
years
the
old.
NES? Man, that one was hard. Those Eagles.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I loved 2. No, 2 was good. The first one was worse.
Lord. 2, yeah, 1 was way worse though. Like recently I played through 1 on my stream and I got all the way to the last level and I kept dying so much that I was like, these guys are probably tired of this. I got to switch the game. Like it was horrible.
So games for 4, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, I mean, just in general, like I'm a gamer, man. I'm a gamer. I've played sports games. I've played NBA Live. I've played 2K. I've played racing games. I've played NASCAR games. I'm just about ready to try anything. That's just my personality,
All right. On that note, so you've tried them all, it sounds like. Which one is your favorite?
Oh, it's Final Fantasy 12. There's no question. Okay. No question. That's my favorite game of all time. Like up there would be Ninja Gaiden 2, just because of how nostalgic it is for me. Final Fantasy 9 would be up there as well. And then I'm gonna regret saying this, but I can't forget the fact that I spent 1,500 plus hours on this game, Destiny. The original Destiny has got to be up there. Like I sank so many hours into that game. It's insane. And I'm so glad I got away from it, because man, was it a time sink. Like, yeah, but I did enjoy the time that I did play it. But you get to a point where you're just like, oh, strike, the same strike over and over again just to get another exotic so that I can get another engram. And it comes formulated where you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And that's kind of with the stream too. I don't want it to ever feel like that. I want it to be fresh every single time. Fresh. Absolutely. What am I doing that's fresh?
Hey, you're talking to a guy who dumped 2 years in game played on Warcraft. So.
Woo! Yep, you got me beat. I don't know if you got me beat with all my RPGs. Like just in Final Fantasy 12 alone, I think I have at least 5 or 6 playthroughs, and I completely beat them when I play them. So we're talking 200 plus hours, the hunts, everything.
Oh yeah, that game is long if you want to put the hours in.
Oh yeah, especially And Yzmat? No, we don't talk about Yzmat. We don't talk about Yzmat.
That takes like 3 hours to beat.
That's a 3-hour fight by itself. Yeah, exactly. That's a 3-hour fight by itself. But and I have spells too, where I'll want to play an RPG for a couple weeks, and then I'll want to play a Pokemon game. And I did forget that as well. Pokemon did grow my audience a lot too. Pokemon was pretty awesome in growing my community as well.
All right.
So yep.
So let me switch things up for you. Is it all right if I humble you for a second?
No, absolutely. Go ahead.
You're all this enormous growth. You've had all this wonderful success. Where are you going? What's something that you failed at though?
So, I mean, just in general, or like
in general,
Twitch in general. Okay, in general. I mean, again, I work in retail, so you fail at a lot. That's the whole point, is you fail, you go back to the board, you reanalyze, you get super deep into it, and you figure out each step you're going to take to recalculate and recalibrate and do a better job that next time. So, yeah, I mean, I may have failed at it, but I'm going to succeed at it eventually, and that's my mentality, And
then I did customer service in Circuit City. So I was both cashier and customer service.
Sure.
And I didn't have that experience of being able to improve. I just got yelled at all day long. And I watched Spider-Man 3.
That's me now.
For like 4 months straight, but never like straight, because there was always a customer to interrupt. So I'd miss like 10 minutes, 20 minutes here. And I saw that movie.
Dude.
God knows how many times. I never saw it all the way through.
Yeah, we're going through tax time right now. And I guess if you really want me to be funny, I'm failing at meeting every customer's needs, because there'll be 20 other customers waiting for me to respond to them. There's somebody on the phone. There's only one person in electronics. So I'm like, oh yeah, hold on. Just give me one moment, ma'am. I'll be right with you. How can I help you, sir? And then I'm trying to talk to this guy behind me. Then a manager's on the walkie talking to me. I'm like, one at a time, everybody. One at a time. So we're definitely failing in that regard too. But like I said, you just fail and you try again. I think that's the biggest, most important thing, is that people get discouraged when they fail. You really got to empower yourself and empower your community. They will help you too. If you feel like you are failing at something, let them know and ask them for suggestions. That's what I do all the time. I'm like, hey guys, what do you think about this? Do you think I should do this? You guys think this is a good idea? No? Okay, we won't do that. I'll go back and I'll think it over again, and I'll come up with a different idea, and I'll bring that to them, and they'll like that. So like I said, it's just realizing that, hey, I didn't do this successfully. I'm going to try again. And this is what I'm going to do when I go to try again.
100%.
This is the situation. This is the task. This is how I'm going to act, So this is the result of what I did. So.
Fantastic. All right, let's go back to your stream. We'll talk about your stream for a little bit more.
Sure.
When somebody new comes in and they're seeing you for the first time, what do you think something that they misunderstand about you is?
That I care if they win or if we win. I don't care. I don't care. We're all here to have fun. Yeah, I'm a competitive person. I was in sports my entire childhood. I care if we win. But do I care if we win over having fun and enjoying ourselves and building on the community? No, I don't. So people will come in, I do viewer streams with paladins, right? And they'll come in and they'll be like, well, I'm not very good. So come on, let's go. Let's play.
I love it.
And they'll be super excited about it. Oh, awesome. And people will come in and say, are you okay with backseat gaming? Yes. Go ahead. Tell me what you know. Why wouldn't I be okay with it? I just, like I told you earlier, diverse mind. I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what you're thinking. That's part of being a great leader, is adopting everybody's best qualities and using them to get the best that you can out of each individual person.
Beautiful. Oh, that's wonderful advice. All right. So let's talk about your chat. You got a good chat or a bad chat?
Oh, very good. Very good. They're awesome, man. The community, we call them the Gamma Rays, right? So they're just incredible, man. They're very helpful. As soon as someone asks for the Discord, they're dropping the Discord in the channel. If somebody's wants to know anything about the channel or how to use a certain command, they put that in there. They've put the list of commands in there a couple times. They're extremely interactive. My chats, they're mind-blowing to me because I go to other streamers and they'll have all these viewers, but nobody's talking. What are you doing that nobody's talking? Why aren't they talking? What's the point? They're just sitting there watching you play a game. I don't understand. So I get really confused, and then I go back to mine, and literally almost every single viewer is in an active discussion in the chat. Yeah. They have chats with themselves. They'll start talking to each other. That's beautiful to me that I've created a community where people are talking to each other on my channel. That's so awesome.
No, that is truly wonderful, man. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Able to put that together.
They're supportive. They want me to try new things. They want me to they're not against me doing something that I love, but that might not be as successful, oh, you want to play a retro game today? Go ahead. We're with you. Let's go. You want to play something that's not as popular? Fine. We're here. So I think that's big too, is they're very supportive. I don't have enough nice things to say about them, man. They're amazing. I love each and every one of them. They are the heartbeat of this channel. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They're the heartbeat of this channel for sure.
Certainly. Okay. What's the nicest thing they've ever said to you?
Oh man. I had so she isn't a consistent viewer. She came in one time and that was it, but I will touch on that first. She came in and she said, I love your personality. And that was really beautiful to hear, because a lot of people say that I can be arrogant or I come off this way or that way. And I think like you said, people get a misunderstanding of your personality because you're so boisterous and you're charismatic and you just ooze the type of personality that maybe they envy, so they don't have that, so they think you're this or they think you're that. So I would say that was a big one. Another big one was I've had multiple viewers tell me, like, you were on the right track to something big, like, just keep going, like, you were doing fantastic, like, don't change, just be yourself, be genuine. And that's something that I totally, like, preach. Be genuine, and if we could go back to what you said earlier about giving advice to new streamers, be genuine. Don't fabricate a personality. Be yourself. Don't be a robot. People don't like robots. Do you like robots? Do you interact with robots like in your life? Do you like talk to people and have friends that are robots that say the same thing every single time or react the same way? Or they're just, you can just tell the difference, between a genuine connection and a genuine reaction versus something that's fabricated. So I think that's huge. Is that they're all genuine too. Like, my chat is filled with just genuine people who talk about their lives and what they're going through, and that's big with me too. I'm a very empathetic person, so I want to know what's going on. Go ahead, tell me about your day. Don't just say it was fine. No, tell me about it. Let's go. I want to hear about it. What are you doing? What happened? I had a person I had a viewer in the chat, Solar. He was telling me that he had driving lessons, and I was like, dude, that's freaking awesome. Let's go. Let's get you in a car.
Okay, that's wonderful, man. It sounds like you have a fantastic community.
It's building, man. It's definitely going.
I'll ask though, on the flip side, because it's not all sunshine and roses all the time.
Sure.
What's the worst trolling you've ever received from your chat?
Oh man, it was a good one. So on Thursdays I play tabletop. Where I actually bust out Tabletop Simulator and we play tabletop games, deck builders, card games. We were playing Hero Quest the last time I did it. We play Legendary a lot. And a guy came in and literally flipped the table. We were halfway through the game. This has happened twice, mind you. So he came and he flipped the table. And I was like, okay, I'll turn off flip, right? So I found out how to turn off flip. Somebody came in the next stream and grabbed all the cards and just flung them everywhere. And I'm like, how do we fix this, guys? Tell me what I need to do so people can't do this.
That's a pretty bad troll.
Yeah, and I mean, I felt so bad because I'm like, oh my God, these guys have been playing so long, but they're so faithful. They were just like, yeah, let's go, Oh, and I'm building a fan base of that as well. As you were saying, like, how am I building followers? Tabletop. Absolutely. Tabletop is building my followers as well.
Wonderful.
So.
All right. So I'm going to bring this in for a landing here soon. How do people find you? Where are you at? Social media?
Every single thing is BedsideGamma. Every single thing. My Twitter, my Twitch, my Instagram, my Facebook, everything is BedsideGamma. So even the Discord is Gamma Rays, but I'm not sure how you would actually like rate that. I don't think you can. Can you? Isn't you have to put like a link kind of thing? But if you ever want that information, you can go to my Twitch. It's there. You can go to my Twitter. I post it there. If you want the Discord, that's always there. But yeah, that's the way. You just type in BedsideGamma for anything. Twitter/BedsideGamma. Instagram user/BedsideGamma. Everything is going to be BedsideGamma. So
easy enough. Wonderful. All right, Gamma. Last question. Is there anything else we want to talk about or I didn't ask you think we need to cover?
Just that I'm so thankful you're giving me this opportunity, Bradford. It's insane to me that I'm having a podcast about my streaming channel right now, So when you said humble myself, that's me humbling myself. Like I'm excited for the future, but I still look at the present and I'm like, wow, this is really happening. This is happening.
You really are doing something. And that's largely what my show is about. I want to bring people on who I only have two criteria, and I've told you this. They have to be a gamer, and they have to be making money some way, somehow, and be willing to give advice.
Yeah.
Basically, technically three, but I call it two. And you were volunteered by someone. Someone recommended you. You came to me and you said, "Hey, I'd love to be on." You're putting yourself out there. Absolutely, I'd have someone like you on.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing too. Is like I told you, like to go back to new streamers again. Network, man. You never know who's gonna get you in touch with who. You know, you guys think Ninja just blew up overnight? No, somebody got in touch with Drake and told him to watch the channel. You know, like let's just be honest. Like people blow up because of other people talking about them. That's how you create a stadium. You know, if you have a stadium and people are watching a basketball game and you're at home watching whatever you're watching and somebody goes, hey man, did you see that shot? Blah, blah, blah. You're going to go look. You're going to go look. You're going to go watch it. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really important, you know? And yeah, I wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure. And I would definitely be down to do it again, you know, in the future if you want to. I'm totally
For
down
sure.
to do it.
You know, you're going to be big someday. Of course I want you back.
Oh, man, I appreciate that, Bradford. I appreciate that. That's really beautiful to hear, man. That's really beautiful to hear. I love that.
All right. Well, BedsideGamma, thank you so much for coming on with us today. We genuinely do appreciate it. You gave some fantastic advice. Like, rest assured,
I appreciate that.
What I heard you tell me today was wonderful advice for everybody out there today.
And that was my goal, man, to come on here and get my name out there, but also to spread some good advice, man, because I know I'm good at that. I'm very good, like I told you, at leadership. And you know, if I can help you guys in any way, let me know. You know, if you just want to message me to ask me about your channel or what you can improve on or just a suggestion about anything, let me know. You know, you don't have to like just follow me and that's it. Like, I'm here for you. Like, let me know what you need and I will do my best to help you with it.
All right. Well, thank you so much. BedsideGamma, thank you again. Gamerpreneurs, I'm going to say you all take it easy.
Take care, guys. Bye now.
Hey, if you like this podcast, I'd love to invite you to check out a little bit more about me, Dr. Bradford Carlton, Gamerpreneur. If you go to my website, www.thegamerpreneur.com/bonus, I'm going to give you a free copy of my book, The Warcraft of Business, where I explain my history in both gaming and business and how I brought the two together in order to create some very successful companies and help a lot of people. And all you got to do is pay for shipping and processing, and I'll send you this book. I absolutely know you're going to love it. All right, you all take it easy.